In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the manifesto section, the beliefs behind things, and to make some things clear because after re-listening, or re-watching I should say, the video I released yesterday, I can see that I didn't stress this point, and I want to stress it early on because I think it's important. Let me drill down to the manifesto. In this section on beliefs, one of the things that I really like is the idea of the decentralization. That's one of the reasons I like the idea of the cryptocurrencies, and also I like the idea of DAX and whatnot, and I really want this to fall into that. So the idea between On Demand ESL and, like I said, starting with a smaller focus of TOEIC and moving in other directions is not to build some megalithic, massive, bloated on-demand site. That's not the goal. Actually, it's quite the opposite. It's about creating a platform that can be implemented by smaller subset groups on their own, directing themselves to a great deal. So to try to help explain that, I'm going to switch over here. I may have given the opinion yesterday that this is what I'm thinking, that there's this big on-demand ESL place where there's, teacher 1, teacher 2, teacher 3, teacher 4, etc., 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 drilled down and down and down and just becoming this big bloated thing with like 1 million students or something. That's not the goal. So let me try to demonstrate. These are actually the idea. Oops, that one wasn't meant to catch another one. Try to get it to separate off by itself. Doesn't want to. They're clinging to each other. That's cute. There we go. So, you got these teachers. The idea is for them to do their own things. I think I'm getting the hang of clicking them away. I think you're starting to see it, right? So they may start here, but the idea is for them to move on, to have their own structures, and what we want to help them do is to build that. So when you have your teacher 1, a simple format that I think would work both fiscally as well as organizationally is for every teacher there was 5 tutors. For every tutor there'd be 2 conversation coaches, and for every conversation coach they'd represent 5 students. So let me just open some of these up. They're all exactly the same. So one more, just as you can see, they're all like this. Okay, and if I opened those 2, they would look exactly like these. So we'd have all the way. Let me open you up just so you get to 50. So you can see up to student 50, from student 1 to student 50. These are very manageable amounts, where the format, just the way I see it now, again, these are up to individuals, change it as they will and what they will, once we build the platform for them to take and use. So, based on this, 50 students, 10 coaches, 5 tutors, and 1 teacher, a simple breakdown of that would be in a situation where currently you take a student who's interested in TOEIC and they want to get some tutoring. Most of the places out there, there's some tutoring sites they can go to. There's lots of people advertising via Skype and whatnot. People using all different things, Google Hangouts, whatever. And those vary anywhere from $10, $15, $30, $35 per hour that a student would pay. With a structure like this one, mathematically speaking, if a student was to pay $20 per day, then the culmination, the way that would break down is if the teacher, say, taught for 45 minutes to an hour, then the tutors will actually take over at that point, and in a 2-hour block, deal with the students. The conversation coaches would break it down where they would deal with 1 each. So let me try to make that a little more clear. So say the class started at 9 o'clock. Teacher would teach from 9 till 10, just as an example. The teacher teaches from 9 to 10. All students, this would be watching. This would be done in more of a lecture mode, laying out the things and teaching as they would in any classroom where they might have 12 or 25 students. The teacher would conduct it very much like any other TOEIC class. The next section would take those and drill down into them according, to the teacher needs. So sort of the second hour, some of the students, would be then, it'd be broken in where the students would be dealing with the tutors breaking things down, and they'd be in smaller groups who are going to be able to participate, as well as having their conversation coaches there to help. When you look at the third hour of the student's day, then you're looking at being able to speak directly with a conversation coach. So that's how it would break down. So an actual, like, say, 4-hour school day would break down that a teacher might do 1 hour class teaching, a tutor would do 2 hours of group tutoring, and a conversation coach would do 4 or 5 hours in total, where 2.5 hours of that would be one-on-one with the students. And they would get all that for, with just off the top of my head, price of say like 20, because the math works out good at $20. So that's like 100 a week per student, which would mean that the cost of, say, the teacher, if you're paying the teacher $40 per hour, which is a fair teacher's wage, tutor's making 20 per hour, conversation coach is making 10, then that would be $120 a day for the unit that would put this on, and they would generate at a $20 amount $1,000. So those are just ballparks. Those are just to give it some kind of more fundamental understanding of how this would work with or without a coin. The way it works with the coin helps build it and gives a lot of other structure to it. So I hope that helps clarify that this is not about building some centrally managed, massive, bloated on-demand site. It's to help establish a framework and actually build a platform. And I'll do another video about how to construct the platform if we're going to go in a direction of a completely custom CMS, or if we're going to go maybe like a WordPress route or some other. So that's for another video, but I hope that helps clarify that one portion, that this is not trying to build some big centralized, bloated, massive member site. That is not the goal. The goal is to create a situation where individual teachers or tutors, or even entrepreneurs, a person who says, you know what, I'm going to get access to the platform. I'm going to pay out of my pocket and hire me a teacher and pay them the $40 an hour, and I'm going to pay my tutors, and I'm going, and if they get the students, then it's going to work out for them. They can also look at it from that perspective. I think in the coin environment, you're going to have a variety of people, and some of them are investors, be they coin currency speculators or entrepreneurs who are speculating on industry possibilities. And the same goes across many other things, be it, I think I noticed a beer coin, or a craft beer coins, and all kinds of other things. And I think if we build the platform correctly, the teaching platform with all the bells and whistles it's going to require, looking to projects like WYSIQ for either maybe even using their API or customing one, something along those lines, where it won't only be for this, where it could be repurposed to anything you want to teach. That's kind of the longer term goal, is to create that and to provide that infrastructure and that fun ecosystem by creating a coin and allowing it to be built by volunteers like myself. The domains I buy, the hosting, that comes out of my pocket, and I think I'll make it back someday. I'm not worried about that. I'm really excited about the idea of decentralized projects and DAX, and that's where it's at. So before this gets too long, because I tend to ramble, I'm gonna end it there. I hope that helped clear up a little bit about sort of the beliefs behind the project. So in the next video, I'm going to try to map out a little better how this platform would look, and what the also, how the demo site really is supposed to work, and also, again, I want to much better explain the role and the opportunity and the possibilities for conversation coaches, because if everything is structured right, hopefully we'll have teachers, where a person who's a volunteer and a conversation coach can attend a class taught not to teach, say, TOEIC, but to teach how to teach TOEIC. And they can hopefully, work their way up to tutor and a teacher if they go get their certification, and they can do this on their own. I see it many different ways, and I hope that others that like to big picture think will discuss this with me and partner with me and help. So there we are, 10 minutes. So I'm going to end it here. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and hope to get another video out to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.